Hi, today I'm going to show you how to put together the Tool Caddy box. And this is a little box that kind of looks like the old wooden tool. I call them tool caddies, but I guess they can be called toolboxes too. So the first thing that I like to do is to add the panels where I can before I put together the boxes. And to do so, I'm folding on the score lines. Before I do that, it's easier to score for me before. The panels we can put on are the larger rectangular panels. We can't put those side panels on yet until after we add the top portion that goes across. Looks like the little wood handle portion. So first we add these two panels, and on this one I just showed you how you could do it. You could do it before you fold it, but that's the reason. When you fold it, it kind of comes up. So I just like to do it before I put the panels on. And then here's the little piece that'll go across the top for the handle. So it's scored. You can see there's a bunch of score marks, and you're going to want to fold them all on the score marks there. Just gently do it. And then right here, that end piece without a tab, you're going to glue that to the side. So we're going to add some glue. This is my second try, so that's why you saw glue there already. I didn't put enough for the first time. So make sure you put enough, but not too much. And then you want to slightly just rub it. Line up that like shown, and just kind of rub it with your fingers. And then I take a wooden chopstick, and I just place it in there so I can apply more pressure. So I can have the pressure inside and outside to help that tab stick. And then we just put it aside for now. And right now we take those two larger box pieces. We're lining up that one edge to the tab fold of the other tab. So we're just attaching it with that side tab. And then we'll do it with the second, we'll attach it with the second tab as well. You can see when you fold it over, the reason we're doing it this way, it just lines it up for you. So just add glue to that tab, then line it up, make sure it's aligned on the top and bottom, and that edge is aligned with the tab fold, and apply pressure. And there's the basic shape. So we just need to glue on the bottom part. So I do the widest tab first, get it in place. So we'll put glue on this, and then just fold that bottom portion over. Just make sure it's lined up, so it's lined up centered. Apply pressure lightly, and then once it's in place, you can go ahead and flip it over and apply additional pressure against the table. And then we'll do the same with the two bottom side tabs. I like to do them one at a time. You could certainly do them all at once, but I'm known not to make mistakes when I do things too quickly. So the same thing, you just want to, I'm just using a flat edge a little bit to apply pressure down there, or you could just reach in with your hand. And that completes the bottom of the box. So next we are going to add that handle piece. So before we start, we want to make sure that these tabs are kind of folded in and out. They're very small. I understand that, but they have to be small because we don't want them being seen when we glue them on. So I'm folding them back and forth because they will pull back to glue onto these sides to hold it in place. But we also have to fold it in to get it through the square holes. So my glue bottle was not cooperating. Let's go ahead and add glue to one tab, and then push in all the tabs so you can get them through that hole. And then you can fold it up or down depending on which tab you choose. I either do the top or bottom. And then I'm going to hold it in place until it's secure. Then I'll glue the other 3 tabs. Now, for some reason, I had just put a little water in my glue bottle, so it was a little bit liberal. So I wasn't too worried, but I tried not to be as messy as I was. The reason I wasn't worried because the panel will cover this. And then I understood that I was having issues with that particular glue bottle, so I was a little lighter handed. I'll switch to the fine tip applicator because of my glue issues. Do the same thing on the other side. Just glue one first to put it in place, because we want to try to make sure that as you fold that down, that inside edge is aligned with the tab fold. If it's a little bit off, no big deal, but you can kind of shift it. What's nice about paper is it does bend, and when you're done, if for some reason if it's a little bit off, you can kind of move it around. So again, fold all those tabs back. And then once they're good and dry, we'll add the side panels, and you can see mine was a little off right there, so I kind of shifted it as I was doing it. It pulled that top tab loose, but you can always re-glue it if you need to, which I did. Then go ahead and glue on these side panels. One thing, I'm not really showing it, but just make sure you get glue around that top curved area. And the reason you want to do that, make sure that it glues around that opening. Just remember, you have nothing to glue to on that top part. So you want to make sure that the glue is going around that top curved area on the back of that panel. Just a light amount. As you can see it right there at the top. I put glue at the top that is not even going to hit, so I wasn't thinking about it, just because you're in that mode when you're gluing, I guess. But it's fairly simple. The hardest part is that handle. You see how I apply pressure by just flipping it on its side. So it's a nice part about boxes that are kind of square and flat on sides rather than curves. Then here we're going to put that little piece on the end to emulate the piece of wood, and you can see I didn't glue it enough around that top curve. So now we'll put it on. Let's just emulate the wood coming through. A little artsy fartsy way of doing it, I guess. Then on the front we have a little strip of paper. I mean, you could use a washi tape or ribbon or something like that on the front instead, but these are coordinating colors. So I just added a little strip of paper across, and then the word panel, which is blank, but you can add anything you want, either using the print and cut feature on your machine if you have that, or stamping it. I have another box I did that I will be showing on my blog and my product page. The same box, I just sized it a little bit smaller and added some words for Father's Day. But that's it. That finishes the box, and you can see what it looks like now. I hope you enjoyed this project. I did. And I thank you so much for watching.